definitely. Close games is going to be the baby flips and the reversals that really change the one prize matches.
Yep. I've been running about 65% when I'm going first. Like whoever goes first wins about 65% from what I've seen. Like it's been that high. So
seems relevant. I mean, it seems like a pretty good number.
It's huge. Between skill can overcome that, but if you have like evenly matched people and an evenly matched matchup, like it could be as high as like 70%. Like in the Ember mirror match, going first is unbelievably huge.
Mhm. Oh yeah, in any mirror match really. I don't think I've seen a mirror match that hasn't been decided by a coin flip. Obviously, I haven't seen very many, but it's pretty interesting if you see six mirror matches and all six are decided by who goes first. Anyways, let's see what next. Okay, Ian Asplund asks, how significant of an impact on the game and the community do you think the TCG Online will have? Huge.
That's
huge.
Yeah.
It's going to be the biggest, best step Pokemon's ever taken.
We'll probably even start streaming games over that. Yeah, we're going to start streaming games once we can have a friends list and everything. Like, it's definitely the cleanest online version of Pokemon we've ever had. And yeah, like once you just pick who you play instead of playing against like these random people who are maybe good but probably aren't, then it'll be a lot. I think it'll pick up a lot of popularity, and I think it'll be huge for the community.
All right, and anybody else want to add on to that? Because I see another really good question asked by Ian right afterwards.
Yeah, I think I know we both play on Magic Online a lot, and what that's done for that game in terms of the quality of competition worldwide has been just unbelievable. Like between like the internet coverage that TCGs are having now, and combined with like the ability to play against good people all the time. You don't have to worry about that networking that normally would be difficult if you don't live by good players. Like it lets you play against tough people all the time, and that's huge. If it's anything even half as relevant as what happened with Magic, it's going to be game changing for Pokemon.
Absolutely, and that's exactly true. Magic Online, as we both noticed, has been the driving force behind the huge Pro Tours and the huge everything that has to do with Magic. Magic's increased its player base astronomically ever since that program came out, and I'm sure Pokemon's going to do the same. Pokemon just has to the actual company has to really pay attention to this, and they really have to try to make it grow. They took a great first step. Now the next step is just continuing with it and improving on whatever they screwed up on. Nobody's going to get it right the first time, but if they improve on it, if they improve on whatever bugs they might have or whatever the client base is going to want, then they're going to have nothing but success.
I think plain and simple, whether or not this goes well is make or break for Pokemon making it big. If it goes well, I think you'll see the game grow a lot, and if it flops, we're just going to be stuck in this game we've been playing for 10 years.
Yeah. Now, Ian's next question is, could each of you name one major area of Pokemon's organized play that you feel could be improved on in your experience? Also, I'm going to take a moment to say that I think Ian's questions have been the best so far, so I want to give a good shout-out to that. But can anybody name it?
Prize.
Yeah. Actually, let's go on the list. We'll go with Michael first.
Prize pool, definitely. I mean, like, we've been going for, 10 years now, and we're still running on the same prize pool. Even, and it's actually been slowly cutting back. If you look at, I could understand if they went, deep into the red in 2004, just to kind of get the game re-going again. But, I mean, unless they're still in the red 10 years later, which is kind of bad. But, yeah, I don't know. There should at least be some increase. Yeah, I mean, you make top 32 at Worlds, you get a pat on the back and some packs and some swag. So, I just think the prize pool needs to increase.
Kyle?
I only get one.
Yeah, only one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the obvious one for us, which is coverage. You can go for days without knowing what happens at a tournament, whereas if you look at something like Magic, they have games streamed live, they have live coverage all the time. And for Pokemon, there's just nothing. There's, if you aren't at the event, you don't know what's going on. And that's pretty much how it is right now. And that needs to change.
Well, they can
And
outsource it
again,
to
we
us.
use Magic as a benchmark, but that's just because it's the largest game, and we want to emphasize that we're not trying to promote Magic or anything. And it happens a lot in other games too, like Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm sure it gets a lot of online coverage and everything. But I mean, it's just when we use Magic, we're not trying to obviously say that Magic's a better game or anything. We're just saying that it's a more popular game, so we use it as our benchmark a lot. So I just wanted to stress that because we've been using that word a lot.
If we do well with coverage, they can outsource it to us. We'll take it.
But yeah, that's a great point, Kyle. And actually, that was mine too. But Ryan, if you're still here,
I would like to see a change in, I guess, either the tournament series or the tournament structures. Like, I'm kind of tired of seeing battle roads, which are intended for new players, but they're kind of not, and they're virtually worthless. I don't really like the fact that there's a huge off season where you only have battle roads and cities and everything's minor, and then for 3 months out of the year, states, regionals, nationals, and then for some people worlds, you actually get a real tournament series going. I'd like to either see them break it up, maybe develop something new like a pro series in Magic, or bring back Super Trainer Showdowns, or something different. More tournaments, reduce tournaments like Battle Roads, which don't actually draw large numbers of people and kind of seem like a waste of space and a waste of money and a waste of resources and time.
So less smaller tournaments and more bigger tournaments?
Something like that, even just to try it new, or maybe not 2 series of Battle Roads. Like, why not just have one of them? Or maybe bigger series in the fall, even just one tournament series, like a stage comparable to that in the fall or winter.
Okay, sure. Or actually, Chris, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting about it.
Oh, cut me off.
Yeah.
Would like
more important.
Trim.
I would like to
but
match before Worlds.
I meant Bianchi, by the way.
Yeah,
Not
see?
you. You can wait your turn, pull up.
no, thank you anymore.
Like I said, a new format before Worlds would be very nice. Be a nice change.
Okay.
Instead of changing the format after Worlds.
Ooh, I like that. They did that in 2002.
Yeah, at least, one time, why not try it out?
Well, they did it in 2002, and it was actually pretty fun.
That's actually a great proposal. I think that's cool. Now, Mr. Holton.
I'd like to see better announcements, more timely. They'd wait till last minute for everything, and you never know what's going on. Like last year with Indy, they didn't get we didn't know it was an Indy till very, very late, right?
Yeah, we didn't even know it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just touching on the prize support, this is like a marketing expense for them, so it's always going to show up in the red. They don't charge any entry fees, so I think it's very hard for them to justify the budget increase the way they have it set up right now, where it's always going to show red year after year.
Yeah, that's a good point. Pull up.
All right. Everybody's touched on a lot of good things. I think one of the things I'd like to see done is, and this is a little specific, and there might be better ideas out there, but this one I'd really like to touch on, is that they could start treating the age groups differently. The floor rules are all-encompassing. There's a lot of things that are being required of players, like the specifics of prize locations, keeping level X cards right next to the active. I've had judges crack down on that. There's just various things that come off as very nitpicky, and they're really there to keep everything particularly orderly. And I had players who played other card games before. They got into Pokemon and went into tournaments and were actually turned off and stopped playing the game because they didn't like the way that they were treated by the floor rules and such. They felt that it belittled them and didn't give them enough respect as people and ability to control their own games. Some of the things just kind of turned them away. And I understand the main reason for a lot of these rules is to make it easier to keep the juniors and the seniors in check. Like even some of the deck checking things. Compared to other games, the requirements for the sleeves that we have in Pokemon are just unbelievable. Sleeves that would be thrown out immediately at a Pokemon tournament would be allowed at a high-level Magic event, for example. And the other thing is with autographs on cards. You have signings or little alterations. I understand why you don't want things covering up cards for the younger players because they might not know all the cards by memory, especially if he's covering up game text. But for, like, I know in 2004, after playing in the finals against Yamato, I had him sign a Blaziken EX of mine, and I had him sign a Magma's Groudon. And in 2009 it was, after I lost to one of the Japanese players, he wanted me to sign I used Flygon. He wanted me to sign his Flygon level X, and I had him sign a Pelkey EX. And the next couple of weeks, they banned signatures on the cards, and it was a nice gesture between players at a tournament like that. And these are rules that don't need to be there, at least not for the Masters division, and they kind of take the fun out of the game a little bit. It's not as big of a thing as what you guys are saying, but nobody really likes to touch on it, and I just kind of want to get it out there a little bit.
Yeah. From my suggestions, I agree with everybody's, but Kyle's especially. I think that's the main thing that we really need to work on as a group, not just obviously us as a top cut, but as Pokemon. We just need to do what we can to be able to get any type of coverage out there. Just be able to help the game grow a little bit. And obviously, every one of Cool Up's punts is great, and they're all relevant. It's just they don't take the time to do this for us. And maybe it's just they don't have enough time, the Pokemon company, I mean. But if they would just change the rules a little bit, it would probably make a lot of people happy.
Yeah, I think anybody that was at Worlds in Hawaii this past year kind of felt the excitement in the room when Grandma was playing in the finals. I mean, like, there were so many people just trying to watch that game, and every time it would, like, shift to the other game, because for some reason they had 3 screens, but they would only play one division at a time, and every time it would shift away from his screen, everybody would go, oh, and, like, people want to watch these games, and there's just no coverage for it, which I don't really understand. I think they're really missing out on that, and you could just, if you were there, you knew that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Victor Pruitt asks, what is the best website for online play? I know playtcg.me is getting a lot of hype, but what about Red Shark and Apprentice? Apprentice since, I think 11 years ago, and I'm still going to be going with it. Great little program. You get used to it after a while.
Yeah. I think for whatever reason, Apprentice has been the standard for Pokemon for its entire existence.
Yeah, it's probably just from word of mouth. It's like, hey, you should play this, you can play with me, kind of thing.
And it's very reliable.
Yeah, it's reliable, it's easy.
But I think
why would you want more?
When Pokemon Online comes out officially, I think that'll just kind of wipe away all the other ones.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is, like,
Pokemon Online now, it's very slow and laggy.
No, not actually. I mean, it's fine on my computer.
Yeah, it's pretty bad on mine.
And again, my computer is a monster, so I don't know.
I was gonna say the thing about Apprentice is, like, it could run on the crappiest of crappy computers. Because it's so
you can run on
basic.
11-year-old computers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could also get with today's century, so, you know.
Well, not all of us are rich, so.
Hey, I use World's money on that computer.
I don't like Red Shark personally. I know I tried it with Drew actually.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I think he tried to bench a night maintenance on me.
Yeah.
Discrepancies.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Him having like a 30-some card hand the one time when he had like 4. Like Apprentice never really does that stuff to me at all. Like I'll disconnect now and then, but you can end up reconnecting. Like Red Shark looks prettier, but it's not nearly as stable from what I've found. I haven't played the new one, the TCG Player ME or whatever. Was that the one you guys are referencing? I haven't played that.
Yeah, I haven't played it either, but that's the one to reference.
It's like Apprentice on a browser.
There's something I want to add to. Are you done yet? I was